All right. Hey, everybody. This is Sally Hendrick. This is the Who's Riding Shotgun show. We are talking about social media marketing strategies every week. And today the topic is funnels and how we use them in our businesses, or if we're not using them yet, what are the questions that you have about them? And today we have two guests. The first one I have is Sherry McKenzie. And then the other one I have is Tamara Baranova, but she's having a little bit of connectivity issue right now. She'll be popping in just a minute. So, and here she comes, in fact.
There we go.
All right. Hey. All right. You're back. Great. Well, I went ahead and started the recording, and I'm going to go ahead and talk to Sherry real quick. And Sherry, would you please tell us what your business is? And you can feel free to type your web address or however somebody can get in contact with you over on the side. If it's Twitter, fine. If it's something else, fine. Or if you have a website. Okay. So take it away. What are you doing with your business?
Okay. I'm a therapist and coach who previously was a stockbroker.
Oh, my.
Yes, that's what I was saying, that I could identify with some of the things that you mentioned.
Yes.
So what I attempt to do is to combine the two. So I work, I work with people to help them figure out what it is that they do or what skills they have, using a sort of relaxation approach to help them sort of come to some conclusion in terms of what it is that they're looking to do. And then once we have figured that out, determine how they can translate that into a product, and then show them how to begin to market it, how to introduce it to people, to get over maybe some of their fear or reluctance to actually be a salesperson, because that's what you actually are.
Now, you're typically using what platforms, social media platforms, are you using to meet people?
By all means, Twitter. And Pinterest, and, Google Plus. Although I am on Instagram and Medium and LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is another one that I've primarily used as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've read some of your things on LinkedIn, and that's how we started. Well, it was either there or Twitter where we started talking.
We met on Blab, you connected on Twitter, and then connected on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, yes. And I think on LinkedIn is where we actually probably
started talking.
Exchanged more information.
Right.
It's funny. It's kind of like this, you're taking the same people to the next party. It's like... from one place to the next. Okay, just real quickly, I want to go ahead and let Tamara introduce herself and tell about your business, and then we'll get back to some of the funnels discussion. All right.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tamara. I'm at tamarabaranova.com. I'm an online business strategist based in the UK. I work with small business owners and entrepreneurs who want to build a successful online business. So typically my clients had a successful offline business where they were coaching or training or consulting face-to-face. And at this point in time, they reached a plateau in their income, in how much work they can do, how many clients they can work with. So they realized that if they continue just working one-to-one with clients, that's the most they can hustle in their business. And so they start looking into options of how they can leverage their time, how they can leverage their expertise by creating online courses, online programs, and starting to work one-to-one with different clients. And obviously at that point in time, they come to realize there's so many different ways how you can actually build an online business, and how many different platforms, there's so many tactics and strategies and techniques, and it just gets really overwhelming and confusing for them. So that's why they come to me, to make it really simple and clear, so they have just the strategy, the plan of what they need to do on a day-to-day basis to actually build.
Now, where do you feel like you're the most versed in which social media platform?
For me, it would be Facebook. I do a lot of Facebook advertising campaigns for myself and for my clients, and I also use it a lot for networking in Facebook groups to connect with potential prospects, clients, strategic partners. So Facebook would be number one. Twitter for me is more just as a broadcasting tool to generate traffic to the website and to the offers that I have. And the LinkedIn is to take the relationships I've made on Facebook or somewhere else to the next level.
Okay. Now, do you do services for people, or do you teach them what to do for themselves? How do you work your business?
It's a combination. I have a membership website called Virtual Marketing Academy, where I teach people who are just getting started with the online business and have limited budget as to how much they can invest into help. So I teach them how to DIY a lot of things to do with building an online business. And then for those who are ready to invest at a high level or who want to reach the results quicker, then I have the Done For You services. So my signature program is the Business Launch Accelerator, where we build successful online business in just 3 months.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. DIY is definitely harder. But I have to say that DIY is a great way to know what you really want to do. It's an incredible exercise in learning what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you want to keep in-house, and what you want to outsource. Because I've been doing a school type thing, if you will, for a while, and I have crafted my entire business based on what I've been able to learn, because I was not 100% clear going into it how I really wanted to do it. I just knew I wanted to be able to teach people something really cool, and I knew that I needed to use. Pardon?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people, when they're getting started, they're not sure what they're going to sell, what they're going to teach. So for them, it doesn't make sense to invest at a high level, whether it's working with me or even just hiring a high-end web designer and spending tens of thousands of dollars on getting the super-duper website and then realizing it's not actually going to fulfill the business they're going to build. But for those who are ready, who know what they want to do, who are absolutely clear on the kind of products and services they'll be offering online.
That's true. Yeah, when you've got like, okay, I need to this is what I want to do, and I want to be done in 3 months, then boom, you do have to hire somebody and a team basically to, get you to that point, because people think, oh, I can do this in 90 days. And I'm like, that's you alone are going to do this in 90 days, and you're going to go consume every free resource out there that you can. Good luck with that. Good luck. I think people are really kind of clueless when they first get started, and then it takes a while, it takes a little bit of pain, and then they realize, oh, this is not as easy as I thought. I probably do need to hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Right? Okay. Well, it sounds really good. Yeah. Okay. Now, she wanted to ask you, Sherry and I were class yesterday, and that I was teaching on funnels. And what do you feel like you learned from that experience yesterday, Sherry?
Well, two things. That I really have to give a lot more thought to who my target audience is. Mm-hmm. And when I say give a lot more thought, try to remove some of the hurdles for them. Perfect example that I do these relaxation sessions that allow you to sort of think through things, and they're on the site as a download. And the thing that I got from the session yesterday was the idea that I just have the word download. And I realized it's simple to me. It's simple to me, but because I can see where some people came on, they clicked, and then in the middle of the transaction stopped. And part of it, I rather than just having the word download, I went in and put in, you can download it to your computer, your phone, your iPod, and listen anytime.
Right.
You know, because there's nobody there to answer that question. So what may have stopped someone is, well,
confusion.
Yeah, can I download it? You know, to my phone? Can I use it on my iPod and put it in my rotation and things of that sort?
Something that I wanted to tell you that I think that would help you a lot. And you know that we were trying to convince you yesterday to get over in my Facebook group. But anyway, I think that you could ask somebody like in a group like that to test their experience with you to see if they understand what they need to do without you prompting them extra information. But exactly from if you're tweeting something and somebody looks at something that you've got, what will they find out on that journey? And then that way you will know where your funnels are getting stuck.
Okay.
And not funnels. You know what I mean? A funnel is smooth. It's a smooth pathway to get into a specific place. And so if you're out here and you've got several blocks along the way and they can't get down the funnel, then it would be very helpful for you to go into a business networking group like that of all these people who are doing this whole funnels thing.
Right.
To get that tested out and see what they think. And it will help you to really smooth out some of those processes for yourself.
Okay.
That would give you, it would kind of give you a little bit of a roadmap of what your action steps need to be.
Okay. Well, that was sort of the second thing that sort of jumped out at me, because the way I've got it set up right now is if you come in on the main page, then you have the option of viewing the video, going to the About page, and then the About page will send you to different things. So in essence, it did become really clear that I'm asking them to do several different things before they get down to being able to buy, rather than putting that sort of all-inclusive, you know.
Right. You do have to feed, and you have to spoon feed information, definitely, because when you dump the entire thing on people, they just go, I can't process this. And I've had that problem in the past. I'd like to put a lot of information together, but I'm learning how to slowly trickle it out. So it's easier to understand. Because big projects don't really scare me, but a lot of people it does. I'm just so used to doing big projects and jumping down to the small things that I go backwards. I tend to work backwards. I'm one of these that like dumps a big 1,000-piece puzzle on the table. And then I put it together. Okay. You know, that's kind of my concept.
Okay. All right. And see, I'm a reverse engineer kind of, you know, that once I sort of see something, I want to sort of break it apart, figure out, you know, and that was what I liked about your little webinar yesterday, that you laid it out in a way that made a lot more sense, so that I could understand. No, seriously. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I'm one of those, there's always something more to learn, okay? There's always something more to learn. So it made it possible for me to sort of conceptualize the flow that you were talking about.
Right. And I find it very interesting. I want to know more. I want to know more about how you're doing it, because, and we'll have to talk more about that later as far as like the exact pathway that you're sending people through. I think it's very important. And I've been learning a lot about all of that myself. And I'm getting ready to do such a huge launch of a huge program.
I know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm talking to people all the time, because not only am I helping them, they're helping me to understand the best way to do things, because it's amazing. You know, I love to talk to anybody who's wanting to create a business, because it's very educational to find out oh, is that what you're doing? Well, guess what? This person over here who I met, 3 months ago is doing this, and it sounds very similar, but there's a different spin to it. Go look at their stuff, watch how they're getting people through this whatever, and see what they're doing, or look at their product and see, if that's something that, gives you any ideas.
Right.
And I love hooking people up that way, because then it makes you better in what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
So yeah. It's really fun. Well, Tamara, I wanted to talk to you real quick too about, do you use ClickFunnels? Oh, you use Lead. Oh, good.
No, I use Leadpages or Optimize.
Okay. Can I ask you, do you know about it then? You know some things about how it works?
Oh, yeah. My clients use it, and for some people it works fine.
Right. Well,
but
true.
Not for everyone.
Okay, now we've got some people over here. We've got
None of them are
Dante.
perfect.
Or wait, what is your name? It is, Dante Godfrey. Hey, Dante. I need to follow you real quick. Thanks for coming on the show.
Dante's a good one. He's a little character, but he's a good one.
Uh-oh, we're going to have to meet Dante. All right, and who else we got in here? Christina. Hey, Christina. Welcome to the Blab today. Tell me then, if you use Leadpages, that's what a lot of my training goes into. All right, I'm going to let Dante in here. Uh-oh, is this okay?
Oh, yeah. Dante, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He is.
Hey. Hey, Dante, meet Tamara, and Sherry.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
So tell her some of the stuff that you do, Dante.
Yeah, and let's tweet this out.
Yeah, I do a little e-commerce. Well, that's what I specialize in, e-commerce and online marketing, dealing with different niche sites now. So that's what I actually do.
Okay, niche site. So explain that a little bit more. Give me an example.
So say I can monetize whatever. So I would find something like dog training within Facebook or something like that, and I would run ads to a membership site using probably ClickFunnels or anything like that, and charge for the information I give in the inside of it.
And
charge
start
for the
doing
information that I give in the inside. So say for instance, if I'm doing dog training, right? I would create a lead magnet. I would charge probably like $7 for that lead magnet to get them aside, get them whatever it is they got. And then if I see that it's converting more, I create a membership site, a small membership site within that for $27, and then outsource it. That's pretty much it. And that's So
really?
That's pretty awesome.
Now, what is the membership site? I guess I don't understand what type
it would
of
be a membership site. Let's say, for instance, I don't want to give up my but let's say, for instance, like I'm trying to. You're gonna kill me right
Come on, Dante.
What is the membership site good
the membership
for?
site is just what it is, just information. That's all it is. It's like let's say, for instance, just like you said with a funnel, when you reverse engineer what the problem is and you're trying to solve a specific problem, I would make a lot of different video series on that. So it might be some simple problem, but I'll make probably 20 videos on that specific problem, right? Like how to train a dog. And those are videos that I've probably already outsourced to get people to make them or something for Fiverr. And I would get those video series made for like 20 to 40 of those videos, depending on what the problem is. And I'll put it in a membership site for them to go back to. So if they want to train their dogs on how to sit, how to do something like that, I would get those videos done for them so they can always go back to the site.
So you're curating.
And
right.
So,
same thing for like bodybuilding, things like that. I would give you different workouts that you can use. And those would be just same thing. I'm not doing them. I'm outsourcing that and getting people to do those.
okay. And so who is your client then that, like, if you said you went and got a dog trainer, or are you looking for people who need their dog trained? And where are you finding them?
I use Facebook PPC. So I use Target. I use the Audience Finder.
Right. And so you go in and like if you were we're looking for people looking to train their dogs, then what would you look for in the audience?
The first thing I would do is I would go to the search bar first, and once I go to the search bar, I would type in dog training. I would look at the pages that have at least 30,000 likes on them. I better see if it's a niche that I want to go into. If it's a niche that I want to go into, because I see at least three or more pages that have 30,000 likes, that means it. To get 30,000 likes on a page is roughly around like $1,000, like $30,000. I would use like a dollar per like on that. So that means it's a lucrative niche to get in. After that, I would go to the Audience Insight. I would go and look for dog training. After I look for dog training, I would go broad first, and then I would go specific if I see the niche is specific enough. Whatever. But for just dog training, I would go into that. You guys excuse me because I'm like sick. So I'm like sick.
Yeah. No, this is very interesting though. I mean,
He's
I'm sorry
unorthodox, but
I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm sweating it out right now, so trust me. Let me go. Give me 1 second. Let me go get a towel. Not a.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll switch over back to Tamara. Tamara, so I want to know, what are you doing with lead pages? Are you doing the whole bit with all of the pages, the opt-in, the thank you, and the sales pages, and the webinar pages, and all of that for people, and setting that up for them, or are you teaching them to do it, or is that for you?
Well, for me, it would be webinar pages, thank you pages, opt-in pages, upsell, tripwire offers, information about certain offers, business offers. For clients, it could be mini video series or mini courses as well, or challenges with a 4-part video series, and then also opt-in, thank you, confirmation. Sales pages would normally put directly on the website, and if you want to
now, but you don't embed all of them somehow on the website to get the benefit of having the name of the page have the website name first and then the lead page?
No, just use them directly on the lead page's website.
Because, I mean, from what some people were telling, I don't know, I guess some of the things I like to talk with people about is that when you do that and you make it into your own website, your own URL / whatever, every time they hit something, your web address is in it. Right? And I mean, it just for consistency purposes, I'm just trying to go in and clean up some of my processes to make sure that I do that. Mainly because I do want them to visit other areas of my site, because I have a lot more than just that one offering. You know what I mean?
Well, if they join the funnel, they'll get directed to other areas eventually.
Right, true. But then if they get to your site, then I mean, I guess there's always that chance that they'll go around, they'll click around, they'll go find something else. But because not everybody, you know how it is when they convert, or they either convert or they don't convert. And it's one thing to click, it's another thing to sign up and then build an audience from that. So I'm just like, I'm just thinking of the strategy of how to make that even more dynamic.
Well, the research shows that if you direct people to an opt-in page, the simpler the opt-in page is, the more likely you'll get the conversion. And if you have lots of other links, lots of other actions, information, then people get kind of overwhelmed, confused. They don't want to spend time reading.
Right.
And then they just click away. So for opt-in pages, it needs to be simple. And as it's not going to have all the, website menu at the top and footer widgets and sidebars and whatever. So they're not really going to have the opportunity as much to click around unless they actually change the URL in the browser to go to the root domain In my case, like tamarabaranova.com.
Right.
Instead of /.
Well, I do have very simple opt-in pages, and you can't see the other menus, but you just see the web. I'm just saying in the web address, and maybe I'm getting too.
What do you see in the web address?
Like my website.com/whatever.
You're breaking up a little, Sally.
Yeah.
You're
what?
So say what you just said again. You broke up.
Yeah, say that again, Dante, please.
No, you. I said
you.
Yeah. Who, me? I broke up?
No, Sally broke up. You were saying.
You broke up. Yeah, that's right. You broke up. I was saying, what are you talking about in the web address, the URL?
Yeah, you said that, Sally. And when you got to the important part, you broke up. So we.
Oh, right. Thank you. Just my website is go-sally-go.com. Okay. And when I create an opt-in, I typically do like for my funnels course /funnels.
Right.
But the opt-in page is a very simple page. It's only an opt-in page. Just it says, here's what you're signing up for. Boom. And then it goes to the second box to put your email address in. And then it goes to a thank you page. And I like to have that also up there as go-sally-go/thank you or whatever thank you it is. Now, they don't see anything else to go to unless my thank you page is an upsell. Then it might lead them somewhere else. But my opt-in is going to kick off an email funnel. It's going to kick off, like right now it's MailChimp, but I'm getting ready to upgrade to ConvertKit. Because I feel I'm not ready to upgrade to like Ontraport or something like that yet because it's so expensive. But ClickFunnels is affordable and but it's more than MailChimp. So I'm going to have to, jump up a bit, but I need the functionality that ConvertKit has. But the other thing that's coming up and which I'm very excited about, Tamara, did you get into Lead Pages Center? You didn't? I'm going to do that. I'm going to start training next week on that. And it's going to be similar to ClickFunnels in a way, but I think that it's going to be way more comprehensive. So anyway, I hope so anyway. I did buy in at the intro rate, so at least I got it for less.
I was just going to, the people that like ClickFunnels is like a step above. The reason why I say that is because of the person who's creating the funnels is like the man, the myth, the legend. So like Russell Brunson is like the man, like of funnels. Like he is like that's the guy of funnels. So yeah, he's cold with funnels. Like he's cold with funnels.
Yeah, he is pretty cool.
He's cold with funnels.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of cold, all right, I wanted to talk a little bit about this funnels situation. Some people don't even know what funnels are. I mean, and funnels exist in every business, every single business out there, whether it's, whether it's a bank or, somebody who's trying to sell healing sessions on the internet, like meditation or relaxation or whatever, or dog training, right, or sell social media training or anything else, or sell their services to do, virtual assistants or whatever. Somebody just came in. Hey, how are you? Powerful community of commercial finance providers. Hello, come in. Thank you for coming. So what I wanted to talk about was the different types of funnels that you would put people through based on your current relationship with them. So obviously when you change your business, I just dropped something, excuse me. When you change your business from the outside world to this inside world of being online, you have a huge opportunity to scale your business in multiples that people can't even understand. And I feel like solopreneurs and small businesses are doing this really, really well. It's the big businesses, government, and other, the big ship, it takes a long time to turn the big ship. You know, so the big corporate world out there, I think, is not there yet. But they've got a lot of people who make commission, work for fees and things like that in the corporate world, starting to get into that. And because, Sherry, this would really apply to you as well, because if you've come from stockbroker, you know, being a stockbroker to, you know, that's probably the type of people you can be working with, right? Because you could be helping them find new ways of doing business by helping them, you know that world. I have been an actuary for 23, almost 24 years, and that's a statistician for the insurance industry. So I know a lot of people in the corporate world. So I already immediately walked in the door with tons and tons of LinkedIn connections. But because I've been doing a lot of learning over in the solopreneur world with a lot of solopreneurs and small business people, that's where I've started, and that's where I'm basically getting my feet wet. But my goal is to insert myself into the corporate world and teach people how to take their financial planning business or their accounting business or their some other type of professional consulting service and get them to the place of being on social media to get more clients. A lot of people look at social media as where only network marketers go to sell their fingernail stuff to people. Yeah. And to annoy the crap out of them with putting them in groups without their permission and to just really be annoying. And that's not the way social media selling needs to be. Social media selling is social. Yes. But you're building the relationship on the social media part of it. You're showing your authority, but you're doing your business in the professional way. Now, it would be amazing, and this is what I want to do. I've got a wealth management firm that I'm wanting to go to, and I'm going to practice on my banker because she's already agreed to help me. So there's a wealth management firm that has, a handful, maybe 6 or 7 financial planners who are doing business the same old way. You cannot scale your business when all your clients are who you meet at the last Chamber of Commerce meeting. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
go ahead.
Anyway, I want to be able to bring like an educational series, show them how to do an educational series in a series of webinars to gain more clients. And to show them the tricks of having, how to do these fancy little tricks you can do on Twitter and LinkedIn and other places. Bring those people over to their more face-to-face places like Blab and Facebook and some other, Periscope and things like that, so that they can start really building those relationships. And then when the time comes, that person is ready to create their retirement plan and finally start socking back some money, who are they going to think of?
Right.
They're going to think of that person who invited them to that incredibly educational webinar series, or whatever else it is that they come up with. Maybe an opt-in could be a really great checklist to make sure you get your taxes done on time. That's a stressor for me. I'm going to start feeling that pressure any day to, as soon as the first piece of mail comes in, I'll have like, I don't know, a knot come up right here in this shoulder.
Well, sort of going back to what you were saying about in the brokerage industry, maybe not with brokerage firms per se, but with some of the women or men that I have met who maybe have changed careers or, that type of thing, to more or less help them flesh out what other skills they may have. because the brokerage industry is heavily regulated. So there are some limits in terms of things that you're able to do. So
right.
But in terms of working with some of their clients, or someone who is looking to leave the brokerage industry or looking to set up another career and wondering what are some of the other skills that I have and how can that translate into doing something else. And part of where that whole refocusing part comes in is getting them to sort of break down the barriers in terms of, here's this limited skill set that I have. Maybe getting them to understand that there are other skills that you may not be valuing because it wasn't part of your past working life.
Right.
And
there's a lot of fear in that because, and I've had that fear, when you go from a professional industry like that, you're making good money. And so when you go in and you're like, well, let me create this side business to, and it's passionate for you and you like it. And it's maybe something that kind of pulls you back into things that you used to do when you were younger that you just ran out of time to do anymore because, well, you had kids and, you did that whole, your career ramped up. And then next thing you know, life gets in front of you and you don't do the fun things anymore.
Right.
But it's hard. It's hard to know how to make that transition. But the other thing that you never know, there could be like a step in between because you do still have to make money. And one of those could be that if you are in a position where you make money based on how many clients you have, a way to meet more people would be to start that investment club on the side. Something that would still be within the realm of regulation or whatever it is that you've got to do. But think about how financial planners meet people. They meet them in these meetings, in these social events outside. Why can't you create a social event online and use the same materials?
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah, if you're using the materials outside, just because you had lunch with somebody does not mean you can't have lunch with them online. I'll eat a sandwich right here. I mean, I don't mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe help them understand to bridge the gap to the online space. And you know what to do? Boom, you can create a passion business in a heartbeat because you've created a following.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's just something that
you hit the nail on the head, because what I do as well in the real world, so to speak, is I go to a lot of meetups.
Hey, Michelle.
And the benefit of the meetups is that the people attending have self-selected around a topic. And, and there was one group that I went to, and they were business women who have started a business or whatever. And this is not a put down, but a lot of them were doing Mary Kay and jewelry and things of this sort. And then I come in and I basically say, it's possible for you to go online and do like a blab and talk with people about jewelry. It's possible for you to
you can do your makeup on Periscope.
And because one lady I was saying, you could have she sells cooking implements.
Like Pampered Chef or something?
Exactly. And I was saying you could set up a show. And she had never thought about that. She sort of liked the idea, but there was also this fear around that. So I can sort of very definitely.
Well, I wanted to say real quick hello to some people who came in. TD Alliance, I think I said hello to you before. Michelle McConnell, she's a friend of mine who I met online. And we have Reed Porter. He enjoys writing, cycling, running, and do-it-yourself products. Sounds fun. Dan Cifaletto, marketing director for Dayton Access Television. Hello. And then we've got Mark Profit, digital nomad, maker of what? Maker Spaces. Welcome, everybody. And I know that Tamara's been over here typing up little hellos. Thank you so much. If anybody in the audience has any questions for any of us, let me just kind of go around the room again. We've got Sherry McKenzie here, who is doing relaxation and kind of like clarity coaching and changing careers from, maybe something like you were a stockbroker and then you've moved into this world. And so she's helping people with relaxation techniques and things like that, and then helping them come up with, what is their business going to be and how are they going to take it online. And then you've got Tamara, who seems to be this whiz over here from Russia, but lives in the UK and knows how to use a lot of different computer programs and understands a lot of the digital strategies that you put together, which is very much helpful for people who have great ideas but don't know how to implement. So, and then the other person we have in the room is Dante. Dante, I just met here, and Dante is doing a very interesting thing with bringing in people based on interests that they have on Facebook, and then going in and pulling in, creating a lead magnet. Are you posting it? Like, are you targeting the group in an ad?
It's too long to really, it's literally trust me, it sounds simple, but it's not that simple because it's Facebook PPC. But I oftentimes would target just niches. And I would just sell, and to get my ad spend back, I would probably sell like a cheat sheet or something like that for $7 just to get my ad spend back. And that's pretty much.
Now, is that all you're selling? Is that you're selling the cheat sheet for $7, but then you're putting them into a membership site to learn something for like $27?
Yeah, not all of them. I'm not doing it for everything that I'm doing it.
No. You're just doing the $7 thing, like for a bunch of different ones. Right. So you know what? To be honest with you, you could go after.
Commerce. I specialize
do what?
In commerce. So I use Amazon, and I do Shopify. So I drive traffic to my Shopify stores.
Okay. All right. Well, you're going to have to talk to me because I want to see what you can do for me, dude. Get me some. I have some little things that could easily be sold, lots of little things. But then I have my great big membership site it's going to be awesome, right? I just got socialmediatrafficschool.com this morning.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I've never heard of it before.
Mm-hmm. Social Media Traffic School? You hadn't heard of it because it's mine.
She got the domain. Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. All right. So, I was like, I like, my main thing is Go Sally Go, because it's all like that Go Dog Go, the book, the P.D. Eastman book, he was a Dr. Seuss underling, if you will, and he wrote a few books, but P.D. Eastman wrote Go Dog Go, which was my favorite childhood book. And somehow that's how I created my whole, persona, if you will. And then my orange glasses thing, which I don't know if you can see in the in my profile picture, but I have like a huge pair of orange glasses in my profile picture. And so that's become a big thing, and that my club, my students, my followers, they are in the 50 Shades of Orange Club. And that's where people go to connect with me, to get inside my community, where we discuss all of these things. We put on webinars, we put on, live classes, so on and so forth. And it's really growing a lot. And I am collaborating with people who pop up and show their skills to me, because when they pop up and they interact in the group, That's me developing a relationship with them, right? You know, the cold market is just saying, hey, look, I don't even know who's watching this show. Hello, welcome, thank you for coming. But, you know, you're a cold market to me because I don't know exactly who you are. But guess what? Things are starting to get a little more tepid in that you're pulling into this show and you're watching what we're talking about here. And the relationship is actually starting to form, whether you know me and talk with me directly or not, there's still something there because there's communication going out, right? The next thing is going to be that warm market where you bring somebody in, where you bring somebody into your community and you actually start messaging or tagging each other in conversation within a Facebook group or on Twitter or whatever, and then start inviting people to your webinars and so on and so forth. And then that market has now gone from being this very large distance between you to being a little bit closer together. And then you get to that point where, all right, well, now we're here at the place where if you are my target market, if you are good to be my customer or a collaborator, then it's time to push on through that funnel and really move into a very, very warm place. And of course, your hot market is people who've already purchased something from you. The ones who keep attending what you're offering, they're very much your hot market because they are right there with you all the way. And the more creative you can be in bringing new information to the table, the more you can sell to that same person over and over and over again. That's, you know, that whole customer retention situation. So that's basically what we're talking about today is, you know, how are you going out there to find the cold market? But it's great if you're getting all these likes and follows and fans and, you know, people like that. But you really need to get them. You need to get them to your email list or get them into your groups or get them into your membership site or something, and then bring them even closer and closer and closer. Because even though all these tools we're using are fantastic, Blab is fantastic, Facebook's fantastic, all these ways of being able to connect with people socially, it does no good if you don't own something, and you don't own Blab, and you don't own Twitter, and you don't own Facebook, and you don't own your Facebook group, and you don't own your Facebook page. You're not paying a thing for it until you bring somebody into your space, and you can own your email list,
right.
And you can own your website, and you can own your membership site. And that's what is really important about bringing people in. All right, who's saying anything over here? Anybody have any questions?
Well, I asked. Well, let me say this too. In terms of Twitter, because that's sort of how I begin, and it's sort of like we began. That that I will, especially for my podcast, even I may make a connection with someone. I get a chance to find out something about their product or whatever. And from there, we may go to LinkedIn, or I may ask them on the show, or I may just begin to connect with them on a regular basis. And that in turn creates a certain amount of familiarity, a certain amount of connection, so that they feel a little more welcoming in terms of going to my website or listening to a podcast episode and things of that sort. So,
right, yeah, you do podcasting, that's right.
So Twitter has worked out well for me as far as that's concerned. The same thing, almost like how I've used the meetup groups, the same thing works for me in terms of Google Plus, that I shudder sometimes when I say this, but I belong to 50 different groups.
50 communities on Google Plus. That's a lot.
Yeah, because I am so active. Different people will ask me to join this one or ask me to join that one or whatever. Yeah. I venture to say there's about 10 to 15 that I'm actually really actively posting stuff to.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot still.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm really active because I've gotten to know a lot of these people. So
a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a biz community, there's a health community, there's a photography community. So I know some people relatively well in each one of those. There's a blogging community I'm involved in. So that has allowed me to meet a good number of people in a lot of different places.
What about you, Tamara? Where do you hang out online? You said Facebook, but what kind of groups?
Yeah, mostly on Facebook, in different Facebook groups.
Right.
Some of them are from programs that I've attended. Some of them are organized by people I know, so I've joined those as well. But there's only about a handful where I'm like really every day and checking for certain things, replying to people, and others I would go on a less regular basis, and typically I would just look for certain keywords about topics where I know I can definitely help and offer good advice, and there won't be very many other people who are able to offer advice on these kind of topics. So I'm not gonna come up across posts with like 50 replies already.
It's nice when you
providing all the information but I'll find a post where maybe just a couple people replied, so my reply will then stand out better and other people will be able to see.
Well, it's a really great way of doing it too. And Sherry, I don't know if you have this opportunity in the groups you're talking about, but whenever we're in, and I think Tamara and I met in a Facebook group, and that I had posted something about this show, and I was actually wrapping up the year as far as how the guests I had last year. I did a very scheduled type of thing, and Tamara ended up on my list after the year was already scheduled out. And so she ended up making it on this first episode, which was awesome. But what I'm doing for like this coming year, I'm creating an automated system for booking your spot on the show and also for the topic, so that people won't, it takes the work off of me to put it all together. But, what she's talking about, and I do this too, whenever anybody asks a question about Zippy Courses is where all my courses are housed. I have a membership site in that, and I have a team called the Zip Squad, and we are developing a course that teaches you how to use Zippy Courses, step by step, every little thing. And we're doing that as a collaboration. Michelle, who's in the audience, is on that team. And Michelle, if you want to come on, you're welcome. But I'm going to wrap up soon. But what's happened is there are other groups where people will talk about, hey, has anybody used Zippy, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? Or, hey, I'm having this trouble. Is anybody else using Zippy? And then I'll go in and it'll be like, shoo, hey, actually, I can answer that question for you, Then they'll write back, oh, thank you, this worked, or whatever. And then I'll private message them and say, I've got a group and a free course that teaches you how to do this. Go here. And they'll get on my email list, and they'll go and get inside the group. I've got over 200 members there, and I'll be honest with you, I probably only talked to 20 people about it, but I've got over 200 who have come to me as a result of those initial efforts and then continuing efforts to discuss Zippy Courses. And when you go and search Zippy Courses and do images, one of my images is almost on the first page. It's on the second page. So, not a lot of people are creating communities around that subject at this time.
Okay.
So, so it's becoming a way to funnel people in and for people to find me.
Well, here's a question that's come up for me as well. The whole funnel concept. So you've talked about the big end of the funnel.
Oh, and then what you market to the ones that are already there.
So we're now in the middle end of the funnel. What insight would you want to provide there?
Well, when it comes to somebody who already knows who you are, you can be a little more forward with your offers as far as, your first cold offer is going to be that freebie, right?
Right.
But your middle offer is going to be more like, come to this webinar, or come to this live class, or come to something else you're doing, and give them some valuable information. Because if you want them to get warmer and warmer and warmer, and you've got to provide value, you cannot sell them something every time you send an email. And you can't try to put, oh, hey, buy my program. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. You'll drive them nuts, and then you're going to be in the trash. And so what you need to do is you need to make it enticing for them to want to open your email, to want to watch your webinar, to want to come back and see you again, to come to your talk show, so that they will continually build that relationship. And then
I was going to say, well, now, sort of taking it to the reverse. They're in the middle of the funnel. Is there sort of a sweet spot in terms of too many or not enough offers or enticements?
Okay, when you first get started and let's say that you create a new funnel now. This is just for your warm market, people you already know, who know you, et cetera, and they're ripe and ready to go, right? So you then start a funnel that invites them to take maybe a course or a class that does cost something, or invite them to an educational webinar that you can sell a major package for at the end of it, a course, a membership, whatever. I've been doing individual course selling. I did do a bundled package, but it was really just a quick Black Friday kind of a thing, Cyber Monday, whatever it was. I packaged together 3 courses that I already have, and did a savings on the combination, and I had some people buy that. I also do private coaching as well. Now, one thing that I was able to do there, I spoke at an event. And that is an incredibly good way to find people, because when you speak and you're the authority at an event on a particular subject that everybody in the room needs, it's wonderful, because every single one of those people signed up on my list, and then several of them bought my private coaching package, and we talk every couple of weeks, and they're going through my courses, and I'm helping them troubleshoot and take action steps along the way. That was a very warm situation to bring them straight to my ultimate package, right? Which I am honing down now. Instead of being very private coach related with DIY courses, it's going to be more, this is a DIY membership site. This is a school type of thing where you can learn. And by the way, yes, we will have a private session, and then there's the option for these other private sessions, maybe for early bird buyers. Maybe something else like next step. Maybe I would do a next step session with people to see if they would want to move forward with me on anything else. I don't know. But I'm putting that together now, and I'm definitely going to be marketing that to my Facebook group people, my list, et cetera, because they know who I am.
Okay.
But that's not, and I will try to get people on my list from the cold market standpoint, in that I'll be advertising for it to get them in. But to go straight from that cold market to purchasing my Mac Daddy program, it's very rare. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But I hope to. I want to sell anywhere from 50 to 80 memberships for this school. Okay. So it'll be kind of like, all right, here's your tuition for this.
Okay.
And I'm the teacher.
Okay. So now, are you talking about, when you say the courses, are they recorded courses? Okay. Okay. So you're about the 3rd person I've heard who's gone to a membership site or is thinking about it. Can you talk about that a little bit? I'm doing the podcast.
Sure. Yeah. You're going to have to interview me.
Hey, you walked into it.
Tamara, do you help people make membership sites? What do you use?
Yes, definitely. Well, Even if you create the one, of course, but you still want to give people private access to it, you'll launch it effectively as a membership site. So there is a model of a membership site where people pay once and then they have lifetime access or 1 year access, or there is a model where people have to pay monthly or weekly to continue having access. Obviously, if they're paid once for something like an e-course, then you've created it once, it's there, and you don't have to constantly update it. But if they're paying you monthly for a purely membership site, then there'll be the expectation that every month you need to produce some fresh content to add to your site for them to stay as members. So there are different ways, obviously, how you can do it. You can create like a monthly webinar and then add it to the membership site, have Q&A calls for your members, which you can then again record, put in the membership site. Or you can create some sort of mini courses, additional resources, checklists that you can add to the membership site. So members always feel like there's something coming up. There's more.
Of course, that type of model for me, what I'm wanting to create, or I've already started. I mean, I've got a lot in there already. Is a program that people purchase and they will pay for it over time. And so they'll have to pay a monthly fee. I mean, they could pay all up front for a smaller fee, I guess, but then over time they would pay so much per month over like anywhere from 8 to 12 months. And they would be able to go through and take those courses at any point in time, and they would have lifetime access to it because there's so much in there and there's so much that I'm going to be adding to it that they wouldn't be able to get through all of it, you know, and they may not need all of it this year. They may need, you know, a third of it this year, and then they need another third of it next year because they're not at that space in their business yet. Or maybe they never get to that space, but they have access to all that training, right? And then
well, with monthly installments, it's slightly different model because they've made kind of contractual agreement with you that although they joined for a small amount this month, they have to pay the rest of the installments. Cancel after 3 months.
Definitely, that there'll be a contract for that. Like, because my program will be, you know, it's not going to be a small amount for the whole thing, but for every month it will be a palatable amount for people to pay on a monthly basis. But they are on the hook for the entire, you know, thing. They'll have a recurring payment, but it'll only go for so many months because there's only so much content there. Now and then I'll launch it again, but I also won't let any new members in after a certain amount of time. Like, I'm going to open a window, let people come into it and purchase to sign up, but then registration will not happen again for a while.
That raises a real big point then. So you're saying that it's an annual membership that you can either elect to pay the full amount and let's say maybe get a slight discount, or pay it monthly. Whereas I ran into someone who started a membership site and at one point was advertising one price per month. And I guess, you know, it wasn't working, so the price was lowered. So I said all that to basically say, so is there a sweet spot? Is there a number, a support base that you're more or less looking for in terms of setting it up?
For me?
Well, just generally, or from what you know, and you and Tamara, you know, because Tamara seems to know a good bit about it as well.
Tamara knows a lot because she deals with a lot of clients who are probably setting it up different ways, right? I mean, you've got people who are.
It depends on their model, the kind of course they want to offer.
It's different. I mean, if you're wanting to do something where it's a monthly membership, you're going to be on the hook to be constantly creating and adding things to that. Or maybe you've already got a full site full of content, but it just drips out over time so that they don't get access to what's already there until later. So, I mean, that's a way of keeping it so that you are not behind the 8 ball all the time. The other thing is to say, here's a or here's, mine's not just a course. Mine's going to be 7 or 8 different courses, or at least 7 or 8 different things in there. And when they go through it, when they're done with it, they're done with it, but they'll still have access to be able to see the content. Whether I update that or not is not the point, because when I sell this, I'm selling it as this is what it is and this is what's in here. If I keep adding stuff to it, that's just great bonus gravy for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I will update things, but I've got other plans as well. I've got a whole lifestyle digital management concept that I want to get to at some point, but somehow I have created this business to start
because it sounds like you're evolving as different ideas. Yeah, as different ideas come up, you're able to add another thing onto it. I was just wondering in terms of the overall concept,
Well, I mean, it really depends on the person and what they want to do and how you want to work. How do you want to work? Because if you want to work one way, then you do it that way. And if you want to work another way, you do it that way. That's the beauty of creating your own business online, is that you can do whatever you want. Now, Michelle asked a couple questions, and then I wanted to wrap up because I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. Okay. All right. What do you think course membership versus tutorial membership site? Courses are bigger and larger price point versus tutorials at a lower price on a monthly basis. I agree with that, Michelle, because tutorials don't necessarily have I think a course is something that says, I want to get this done and I need a process to do it. And that's when you take a course and you learn step by step all these different things that you need to do. When it comes to tutorials, courses are a combination of a bunch of different tutorials, if you will. Now, tutorials can be random. They can be based on a particular subject, but maybe they just are, maybe you're the Facebook expert, and every time Facebook makes a change, you are the one who is on top of it, and you're doing a tutorial based on what just came out. I mean, that's just an idea. Whereas a course would be, all right, I want to know how to meet new people, funnel them through my process, and come to my product or service. And so here's Michelle. She's the tutorial queen. I mean, Michelle, I'll be supportive of whatever it is you do. I feel like a tutorial is almost like, it's what I was starting to create, which is called the tool shed, which is basically a list of all these tools and then all the different things you can do with them underneath. But if you're doing the course, here's the course. And by the way, go get this from the tool shed, this from the tool shed, and this from the tool shed, and here's how you put it all together. That's
my Virtual Marketing Academy effectively is a collection of tutorials, got over 30 different tutorials on Twitter and Facebook and email marketing and MailChimp and all the other stuff there. And then I have specific courses which go in a lot more detail about using Facebook pay-per-click advertising and using MailChimp for email marketing. So if someone wants to use MailChimp and they want to learn a lot more about it and how to use it properly, how to use email marketing to grow their business, then there's a course for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like courses will give you the whole thing. Like they'll give you the strategy and everything, but they string together multiple tools, multiple resources, whereas the tutorial might just be how to create a video to put on your profile picture on Facebook, as opposed to, you know what I mean?
And
like one little thing.
I like the way you described it, the tutorial versus the course. And it does sort of add a little more insight in that you can do these short videos, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, which is the progression along the whole process, and then take those and make it one big course.
Yeah. What's the progression? I mean, you do have all these little pieces that come together. And it's kind of like, which I don't know if you would be interested, but I'm running a goal setting course. It's a 3-video series and all it's going to be is just to teach you how to find what it is that you need to work on in your life, not just in your business, but in your life. There's 3 different main areas. And then the next step is to go in and create measurable goals related to every single part of your life. Some of them you don't have to put as much work into because you're already doing well in that area, but you do need to at least put something on it because you always want to have a hand on it or a finger on it, if you will, so you don't lose ground where you're doing well. And then
otherwise it will slip back when you start focusing on all the other areas.
Yeah, you focus on this and everything else just goes down the tubes, and you don't want that. And so once you go through that process, then you've got a list of these goals, and you create a vision board, some sort of something to serve as a reminder that this is something, this is your vision, this is what you want to work on. And whenever you have a long-term goal in there, I only tell people to have just a couple of long-term goals on this list, and the rest are short-term goals so that you can feel like you're actually progressing and finishing something. You need to have that finishing element to things. Otherwise, you won't feel accomplished. And so what you do is you take your long-term goal and you break it down into a bunch of short-term goals, and you re-engineer your thinking. You are reverse engineering. And you re-engineer your thinking into, I am accomplishing something, and every time I accomplish this, it puts me that much closer to my long-term goal. And then it makes it not so difficult to vision getting to that goal, right? To have that vision. So I'm starting that course next week. In fact, I probably ought to just put the link here, because GoSallyGo.com/goal setting. That's the sign up for it. It's a free course where on the 15th, I'm going to send out the videos for it, and you'll have exercises to do. And at the you'll have until January 31st to finish, and put a vision board inside of my Facebook group and show these are my goals and here's my vision board. You'll have like very specific instructions on what to do. And then on February the 2nd, I am going to look at all the vision boards that people do, and I'm going to choose one of their long-term goals, and I'm going to digitally map it out for them in a live class. And I'm gonna reverse engineer it for them and show them how they can take that big goal and break it down into smaller goals and measurable steps to be able to take it, to be able to accomplish it. And what I'm going to do is the person whose goal I choose is going to win a scholarship to one of my courses free of charge. They will get to choose the one that they want to take, and then I'm going to do on the live call, I'm going to do a $100 Amazon card giveaway.
Okay.
I know. So anyway, just because people who come to the live call are really going to get something out of it. And so I feel like they should be rewarded for that. But in order to be eligible for the $100 card, they have to have put their vision board inside the group.
All right.
Yeah. So, yes, I wish I had said that at the beginning of the
blog. You got it in at the right, you talked about some of the things that you were doing, and you got it in at the end. Hey, that works.
It's all right. I still got time to talk about that. All right. Well, guys, I've really enjoyed talking to both of you. It's great to know I've got some resources around. And Dante blew my mind. I've never heard anybody
like I said,
do
he's
that.
unorthodox, but I ran into Dante a while back, and at first thought, but then when you listen to him and pull him back off the ledge, he has some really good ideas. He really does. And some of the stuff that he talked about really makes a lot of sense.
Yes. I like what he's doing. That's cool. I'm curious to see about his branding style, how he's marketing himself. I'm curious to see that. Did he put his website up or anything? He might not even have one. He probably just, he's probably one of those guys that just shows up at the right time.
Eileen Smith had him on one of her shows. Yes. So, I'm surprised he didn't put something out there, because he's got a number of different sites, and he really knows keywords and SEO. He didn't talk about it, but he does. So,
all right. He's one of those diamonds in the rough. You just don't even know it. He just pops out. That's cool. That's cool. I love it. Love meeting people like that, and love meeting you guys too. Thank you so much for coming. And if you want to do your website real quick off to the side and stick it in there so people can get in touch with you.
And I will get in touch with you about interviewing you on my podcast, because I would love to have you.
I'd love to do it.
And that way, we'll get it out there, and then I put you on my rotation for different sites or whatever. So we'll see. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Sounds good. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Tamara. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Michelle, still in the audience. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.